Hello people, in this video we want to look at the Mendel's laws, right? So basically, you know who Gregor Mendel is, right? Currently we are focusing on what? Mendel, right? So he's the father of genetics. So in this video, we have actually been told to look at the laws of Mendel, Mendelian laws, right? So first look at the laws of Mendel, Mendel's laws. So you know what he did, right? He was a monk. He saw these pea plants, right? And he saw that in the pea plants, he saw the seed shape is either round or wrinkled. Seed color is yellow or green, right? Pod shape, pod color, flower position, flower color. So he saw that some of these are dominant traits, like the seed being round is dominant, seed being yellow is dominant, flower being violet is dominant, right? So these are what he noticed. 7 pairs of contrasting traits of pea plant studied by Mendel, right? So basically this is what he observed. Okay, then what is this? Tall and dwarf. This is another characteristics, right? So he saw that the tall is dominant. So you have tall, right? So it could be this or it could be this. But effectively that thing will be tall only, because tall is going to be dominant than dwarf, right? So all this he studied. So after studying that, he came up with some laws. What laws he gave? He gave law of dominance and law of segregation and law of independent assortment. So 3 things he has come up with. Okay. So 3 laws, let us see. So basically, law of dominance, you know that some things are dominant. Like in heterozygous condition, what happens? This is a heterozygous condition, right? So in a heterozygous condition, what happens? The dominant one will express and the recessive one won't express. So this person will end up becoming tall. The phenotype will be tall. The genotype can be capital T small t or capital T capital T. In both the scenarios, the person will be tall. So this is called as what? Law of dominance. Okay. Now coming to the second law, law of segregation. Law of segregation is nothing but, in monohybrid cross you would have seen that. In law of segregation, basically what they are saying is the alleles will segregate independently. So if a person is tall, homozygous, then his gametes will have something like this. So they will have 1 copy of the allele. Okay. So if a person is capital T and small t, then he can give a gamete which is capital T, or he can give a gamete which is small t. Okay. This is law of segregation. And this what you're seeing here is a monohybrid cross. Okay. Which is showing dominance. So this person is tall, and this person is tall. However, this person is not tall. So law of segregation talks about what? About the gametes being formed. Now what is law of independent assortment? It is also called as inheritance law. So basically inheritance law, what is this? In this case they are talking about multiple characteristics, not just tall. They are talking about something else also. Like look at a dihybrid cross, you will understand. Like basically a person can be tall, right? And the seed color can be yellow. Okay. So this person can be tall and seed color is yellow. Okay. So now what is the possibility of the offsprings? So he can give this gamete or this gamete, and this person can give a gamete which is capital Y or small y, because capital Y is seed color, yellow is dominant. That much you have understood. So now these, let us do a dihybrid cross of these and then we will understand better. Okay. Right? A tall and a yellow seed plant can produce gametes which are all these combinations. So when you cross this, they are saying is this yellow thing independently assorts and the tall thing independently assorts, right? So it's not that tall and yellow are related. If it is tall, it has to be yellow seed, nothing like that. Each trait will have its own genes. Okay. Now in this case, you see here, in this case, okay, what will you get here? What will you get here, guys? You will get small t, y, y. Now you cross the same plant with itself. something like that, or say similar. So now what will happen? You can get short and green seed. You understood, right? You can get short and green seed, though you have crossed a tall and yellow seed plant. Okay, because the recessives have come together. So basically, tall and yellow are two different phenotypes. They are controlled by their own genotypes and they can independently assort. That is the third law. This is a dihybrid cross, guys. So hope you have understood Mendelian laws. The whole point of this video is to understand Mendelian laws. So have you understood Mendelian laws? 3 laws you mention, okay. What are the 3 laws? Okay, let us write the 3 laws here. Let's put a 3 here. There should be a 3 also. Better color, please. Okay. So there are 3 laws. Law of dominance. So you have understood that in a heterozygous condition, the dominant will express the phenotype and the recessive will be masked. Law of segregation. The gamete will have one copy of the allele. Independent assortment means different phenotypes have their own genotypes which will all independently assort themselves. So, each person can be tall and green seed, can be tall and yellow seed. Each physical phenotype is independent, okay. It is controlled by their own genotypes. So, the thing is, the Mendel laws are very nice, right? The 3 laws, but they all have exceptions now. Like first one is law of dominance. Now you know that dominance is not always there. Co-dominance can be there, right? Incomplete dominance can be there. Where have you seen co-dominance? Like AB blood group. A also is expressing, B also is expressing, right? So some things like this will be there. Then you saw that second law is law of segregation. Third law is what? Law of independent assortment. Now independent assortment, you are saying that each phenotype independently assort. Like tall will do its own job by itself, yellow will do its own job by itself. But now we know that there is something called as linked genes also. So that will become an exception to Mendel laws. Okay. So we have seen the exceptions also to Mendel laws. So guys, Mendel laws still hold good. Okay. But there are some exceptions. So you have seen monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, everything you have seen in this video. Okay. That's all for now, guys. Hope you have understood the laws of Mendel. Bye bye.